Good morning. This is Robert Goodman here on Positive Stroke, staying clean. And it's a pleasure to be with you here. And today I want to talk about how giving makes you happy, how giving gives you self worth about yourself, how giving and helping others rewire our brain. When I came into recovery, I was beaten up mentally and emotionally, finding out that my way was not working, that I don't know what to do, but I want things to be better than they are now. So as I take this trip on recovery, and they tell me that all I have to do is stay clean today. 24 hours, Robert. All you got to do is stay clean today. Worry about today. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about what happened in the past. Just worry about today. So I took their advice and I stayed clean and sober that day. Then the next day they told me, Robert, all you got to do is stay clean and sober today. But you told me that yesterday, but that you don't have to worry about yesterday because you was clean all day yesterday. What you need to do is to worry about today. And this was the process that started me on the road to recovery. First, I had to get rid of the cobwebs, the the things that was still left inside of me from the drug use. The fog had to be lifted from my active addiction, which was going to take time. So, as I'm not using anymore and I'm staying clean 24 hours, ended up into two, three, a week, a month. And when I got to them 30 days, they gave me this chip at a meeting and asked me to share how I felt. And for the first time in a long time, I felt happy. And the people around me were even more happier than I was. My psychiatrist that handled my case, she was super happy. She gave me a hug and said, I knew you could do it. Made me feel good within myself. But I was looking at her. I mean, she had more joy and happiness than I had. And I'm the one that was messed up. I remember this is something I'm not proud of, but I'm going to share this is that I acted like I was deaf and dumb, trying to get me some money when I was in my active addiction in my end of my addiction road towards the end. And I I had a note and I gave it to this gentleman in the parking lot of a supermarket. He was with his wife, and they wrote, I wrote that I could read lips, and they said, come on inside, we're going to get you some food. So my objective was to get the food, bring it to the dope dealer, and get me some dope. Because me and my dealer, we had a standing situation. Robert was the one that kept his refrigerator full at all times. So as we were walking through the aisles, get, and they started piling up. To make a long story short, this man brought over $350 worth of food for me and my so-called family. And he, matter of fact, he even drove me with the food to the dope dealer's house. I had went in the bathroom before we went to the car. I texted him the whole scenario, and he had some people come out and help take the food out the car so they will not come in. And on top of that, the man gave me $200. The point I'm trying to make is that this man and woman was so happy, felt so good that they was doing something for someone in need. Yes, I was wrong for the scam I put down. Yes, I was. But this is where active addiction brought me. I mean, I went from having for 25 years to becoming homeless for the next off and on 15 years, where life was very hard to survive. That I was a prison in my addiction. I was prison to the use of cocaine. I'm sharing this with you, and I'm sharing these things with you is to let you know and understand that people that have a pure heart of helping and giving bring so much joy to themselves. It makes them a happy person. It makes them a better person. To get back to the situation, the con that I did on this family, and I shared it with my counselor, and I felt bad. And what he said took away some of the hurt. He says, Robert, you was in the progressive illness of an addiction of cocaine. First, cocaine helped you deal with the trauma and the pain of your life, and then it became your prison because you needed it, because your body told you, and your body told your mind that you need more and more and more, and life will not be good without it. So what you did was a part of being surviving in your addiction. This is how far your addiction has taken you. He said, but what they did, they're going to be blessed because they did it from a pure and true heart. But you're not going to be blessed. That's why it did not last. That's why you smoked it up immediately. That's why you had got bad dope with some of it. That's why you had chaos. That's why you had drama, all in the mix of this situation that they provided for you so you can do. That it did not turn out like you wanted it to. And I said, you're absolutely right. So those who give and help, they get blessed twofold. One, they feel good inside that they're helping others. I'm going to share something that I witnessed that a person, I could see the joy they were having helping their mother. His mother had to move, and it seemed like her son said he can handle it. And he was there and he handled it. He did get some help later on, but I could see the joy that he had in all that he did. He handled it, literally. I wish I had the strength and the power that he had. But due to my situation and my surgery from last year and my chronic arthritis, I was unable to assist him, which made me feel very small and very old. But I understood my plight, my situation. I'm sharing these things with you to let you know that when you extend a helping hand honestly to someone in need, you truly bless yourself a hundredfold. You bless yourself because you feel good about what you've done. You did it from the kindness of your heart, which puts joy and happiness into your heart, which causes you not to walk around looking evil, mean, or on the defensive at all times. When you extend a helping hand honestly from the heart, you get blessed on the inside of your heart. How does that help you with your recovery? When I realized in my beginning of my recovery, I mean my true recovery, that I duped and conned myself and I manipulated myself, that my way was going to work, and I caused myself 40 years worth of undue addiction and pain that I really didn't have to if I just chose a different course of action. Then I looked at myself and the things that I've done to others, and I harmed a lot of people, and I felt bad. Then I realized I want to share my story openly. Social media, let people know about addiction Let them know how it destroyed me, how I got there by trauma and pain of the past. I wanted to get people to understand that what I went through, if you listen, you don't have to go through what I have to go through to get where I'm at today. You can learn from my mistakes if you just listen. And I wasn't ashamed to share my story. And that was the birth of Positive Stroke Staying Clean. And then the first, 2 months, people was flowing to me that was in the program of recovery. The people that was with me in the recovery place, I created it there. And they was very surprised about the information that I was giving. They came to me and told me it helped. And I felt good that I said something to help somebody. And as they kept coming to me and asking my advice about situations and things that they was going to try, and I went to she was a psychiatrist. My, she dealt with my entire case, and I told her what was happening. And I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to lead the person down the wrong path. And she told me, she says, Robert, you know the program. You know how it goes. You're just finally getting it. So share it. And that's what I did. It gave me self-worth. I felt good about myself because for the first time in my entire life, I liked who I was. I wasn't ashamed of who I was. I wasn't ashamed that I was brought up poor. I wasn't ashamed that I was kicked out of being a Jehovah Witness because I was smoking cigarettes. I wasn't ashamed about my mother couldn't contact me because she's a Jehovah Witness and I couldn't associate with her or my brother. I didn't feel ashamed. I didn't I didn't feel ashamed that I had to live the hard knocks, street life, military life, illegal life. I realized that I was punishing myself in my early addiction because I thought the people that loved me hated me. I thought God hated me. And I thought I was the worst person on earth. And in this recovery, when I finally realized that I was just putting too much pressure and demand on myself, that I was slowly killing myself, putting myself in harm's way on the things that I would do, on the missions that I would take. or the illegal way I made money. I put my life in danger all the time because I thought and I believed that I was hated by God, family, and anybody that knew where I came from. So I was on a destructive mode to destroy myself. That the only thing that I can leave is a big, crazy situation that everybody will remember me from. But in this recovery place, they embraced me. They let me feel a part of. They treated me like family, something that I really never experienced in my own life. But honestly and openly, they worked me through my issues that I had brought me to this situation. And the joy and the happiness that they had by helping me was greater than the joy that I was getting, that I was finally feeling good about myself, the direction that I was taking, and the person who I become. But they were more happy than I was. And I truly didn't understand that until after years of recovery. When we honestly help someone that's in need, that we believe they're in need, and we help them, we extend ourselves to them, and we bring a little piece of happiness and joy to them, it makes us feel so good on the inside. It gives us self-worth about ourselves. And that love and compassion that we have shines like the sun in the sky. So today the point I'm truly making is that do something for someone that you know you can help. That you can take a little time out of your busy schedule, of your good time that you have for yourself, the plans that you have for yourself, and handle business. And you'll see the joy that you feel on the inside. You'll begin to have more self worth. You'll start to feel good. And the negative feelings won't overcloud you or overtake you or keep you in a funk. But when you extend a helping hand, showing concern for another human being, that lets them know and you know that you're a child of God and we're all in this together. You have a great and wonderful day.